Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Bible in a Year with Lovie. We are on day 137, and we are starting First Chronicles today. Yay! We're reading the Life Application Study Bible, 3rd edition, New Living Translation, for anybody who's interested in following along. We're on day 137. So today we're going to read First Chronicles 1, 2, and 3, and then we're going to flip over to John chapter 5 and finish from where we left off yesterday. So, if you guys are ready, I was in the back trying to force myself to go to sleep because I really need a power nap before I have to drive overnight tonight. And my head was just hurting, and I just could not go to sleep. And I'm like, what is it, God? Why can I not go to sleep? And it's because I have something that I'm supposed to do first. So, I was like, okay, I'm going to get up and I'm going to go ahead and do my Bible in a year because I cannot be slacking off. I have to be obedient. This is what he called me to do. I need to do it. I have full faith that whenever I finish my Bible in a year today, I'll be able to go to sleep after that. And in fact, the crazy thing is, listen at God. My head was hurting so bad while I was back there trying to force myself to go to sleep. When I got up here and I picked up my Bible and I said my prayer before I started recording, it's like the headache just went away. Okay, God. I hear you, God. I hear you. So, with that said, First Chronicles chapter 1. If you guys are ready, let's dive right in. Alright, now, I just want y'all to know that we're starting off with a bunch of names of descendants, and I'm going to most definitely slaughter some of these names, I'm sure of it. So, bear with me. I'm human, and most of y'all probably couldn't pronounce some of these names either, so at least we all are in agreement that some of the names in the Bible are incredibly difficult. But we push through anyways. Here we go. Chapter 1. The descendants of Adam were Seth, Enosh, Kenan, Mahalalel, Jared, Enoch, Methuselah, Lamech, and Noah. The sons of Noah were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The descendants of Japheth were Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshach, and Tyrus. The descendants of Gomer were Ashkenaz, Riphath, and Togarmah. The descendants of Javan were Elisha, Tarshish, Kittim, and Rodanim. Whatever. The descendants of Ham were Cush, Mizraim, Put, and Canaan. The descendants of Cush were Seba, Havilah, Sabta, Rama, and Septica. The descendants of Rama were Sheba and Dedan. Cush was also the ancestor of Nimrod, who was the first heroic warrior on earth. Mizraim was the ancestor of the Ludites, Anamites, Lehabites, Naphtuhites, Pathrasites, Caslahites, and Caphtorites, from whom the Philistines came. Canaan's oldest son was Sidon, the ancestor of the Sidonians. Canaan was also the ancestor of the Hittites, Jebusites, Amorites, Girgashites, Hivites, Arkites, Sinites, Arvadites, Zemarites, and Hamathites. Yep. The descendants of Shem were Elam, Asher, Arphaxad, Lud, and Aram. The descendants of Aram were Uz, Hul, Gether, and Mash. Arphaxad was the father of Shelah. Shelah was the father of Eber. Eber had 2 sons. The first was named Peleg, which means division, for during his lifetime the people of the world were divided into different language groups. His brother's name was Joktan. Joktan was the ancestor of Almodad, Shalef, Hazarmaveth, Jerah, Hadoram, Uzal, Dikla, Obal, Abimael, Sheba, Ophir, Havilah, and Jobab. All these were descendants of Joktan. So this is the family line descended from Shem. Arphaxad, Shelah, Eber, Peleg, Reu, Serug, Nahor, Terah, and Abram, later known as Abraham. The sons of Abraham were Isaac and Ishmael. These are their genealogical records. The sons of Ishmael were Nebaioth, the oldest, Kedar, Adbeel, Mibsam, Mishma, Duma, Massa, Hadad, Tema, Jeter, Naphish, and Kedema. These were the sons of Ishmael. The sons of Keturah, Abraham's concubine, were Zimran, Jokshan, Midian, Ishbak, and Shua. The sons of Jokshan were Sheba and Dedan. The sons of Midian were Ephah, Epher, Hanok, Abida, and Elda. All these were descendants of Abraham through his concubine Keturah. Abraham was the father of Isaac. The sons of Isaac were Esau and Israel, which originally was Jacob. The sons of Esau were Eliphaz, whatever, Raul, Jeush, Jalam, and Korah. The descendants of Eliphaz were Teman, Omar, Zepho, Godam, Kenaz, and Amalek, who was born to Timnah. The descendants of Raul were Nahath, Zerah, Shammah, and Mizah. The descendants of Seir were Lotan, Shobal, Zibeon, Anah, Dishan, Ezer, and Dishan. The descendants of Lotan were Hori and Hemam. Lotan's sister was named Timnah. The descendants of Shabal were Alvin, Manahath, Ebal, Shepho, and Onim. The descendants of Zibeon were Aya and Anna. The descendants of the son of Anna was Dishan. The descendants of Dishan were Hemdan, Eshban, Athran, and Karen. The descendants of Ezer were Bilhan, Zavan, and Achan. The descendants of Dishan were Uz and Aaron. These are the kings who ruled in the land of Edom before any king ruled over the Israelites. Bela, son of Beor, who ruled from his city in Dinhabah. When Bela died, Jobab, son of Zerah from Basra, became king in his place. When Jobab died, Husham from the land of the Timonites became king in his place. When Husham died, Hadad, son of Bedad, became king in his place and ruled in the city of Avith. He was the one who destroyed the Midianite army in the land of Moab. When Hadad died, Samlah from the city of Masrekah became king in his place. When Samlah died, Shaul from the city of Rehoboth on the river became king in his place. When Shaul died, Baal-Hanan, son of Akbor, became king in his place. When Baal-Hanan died, Hadad became king in his place and ruled from the city of Paul. His wife was Mehetabel, the daughter of Matred and granddaughter of Mezahab. Then Hadad died. The clan leaders of Edom were Timnah, Alva, Jetheth, Aholibama, Elah, Pinon, Kenaz, Timon, Mibzar, Magdiel, and Iram. These are the clan leaders of Edom. Chapter 2. Goodness gracious. The sons of Israel were Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Dan, Joseph, Benjamin, Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. Judah had 3 sons from Bethshua, a Canaanite woman. Their names were Er, Onan, and Shelah. But the Lord saw that the oldest son, Er, was a wicked man, so he killed him. Later, Judah had twin sons from Tamar, his widowed daughter-in-law. Their names were Perez and Zerah. So Judah had 5 sons in all. The sons of Perez were Hezron and Hamuel. The sons of Zerah were Zimri, Ethan, Heman, Halkol, and Darda, 5 in all. The sons of Carmi, a descendant of Zimri, was Achan, who brought disaster on Israel by taking plunder that had been set apart for the Lord. Right. The son of Ethan was Azariah. The sons of Hezron were Jerahmeel, Ram, and Caleb. Ram was the father of Aminadab. Aminadab was the father of Nahshon, a leader of Judah. Nahshon was the father of Solomon. Solomon was the father of Boaz. Boaz was the father of Obed. Obed was the father of Jesse. Jesse's first son was Eliab. His second was Abinadab. His third was Shemiah. His fourth was Nathaniel. His fifth was Radai. His sixth was Ozim. And his seventh was David. Their sisters were named Zeruiah and Abigail. Zeruiah had 3 sons named Abishai, Joab, and Asahel. Abigail married a man named Jether, an Ishmaelite, and they had a son named Amasa. Hezron's son Caleb had sons from his wife Azubah and from Jerioth. Their sons were named Jesher, Shobab, and Arden. After Azubah died, Caleb married Ephrathah, and they had a son named Hur. Hur was the father of Uri. Uri was the father of Bezalel. When Hezron was 60 years old, he married Gilead's sister, the daughter of Machir. They had a son named Segub. Segub was the father of Jair, who ruled 23 towns in the land of Gilead. But Gesher and Aram captured the towns of Jair and also took Kenath and its 60 surrounding villages. All these were descendants of Machir, the father of Gilead. Soon after, Hezron died in the town of Caleb, Ephrathah. His wife Abijah gave birth to a son named Asher, the father of Tekoa. The sons of Jeremiel, the oldest son of Hezron, were Ram, the firstborn, Bunah, Oren, Ozim, and Ahijah. Jeremiel had a second wife named Atara. She was the mother of Onam. The sons of Ram, the oldest son of Jeremiel, were Maz, Jamin, and Eker, whatever. The sons of Onam were Shammai and Jada. The sons of Shammai were Nadab and Abishur. The sons of Abishur and his wife Abihail were Abin and Molid. Oh, goodness gracious. The sons of Nadab were Seled and Apam. Seled died without children, but Apam had a son named Ishi. The son of Ishi was Shishan. Shishan had a descendant named Alai. The sons of Jada, Shammai's brother, were Jether and Jonathan. Jether died without children, but Jonathan had two sons named Peleth and Zaza. These were all the descendants of Jeremiel. Shishan had no sons, though he did have daughters. He also had an Egyptian servant named Jara. Shishan gave one of his daughters to be the wife of Jara, and they had a son named Attai. Attai was the father of Nathan. Nathan was the father of Zabad. Zabad was the father of Ephlah. Ephlah was the father of Obed. Obed was the father of Jehu. Jehu was the father of Azariah. Azariah was the father of Helez. Helez was the father of Elisha. Elisa was the father of Sismai. Sismai was the father of Shallum. Shallum was the father of Jechamiah. Jechamiah was the father of Elishama. The descendants of Caleb, the brother of Jeremiel, included Misha, the firstborn, who became the father of Ziph. Caleb's descendants also included the sons of Marishah, the father of Hebron. The sons of Hebron were Korah, Tepuah, Rekem, and Shema. Shema was the father of Raham. Raham was the father of Jorkim. Rekem was the father of Shammai. The son of Shammai was Maon. Maon was the father of Beth-Zur. Caleb's concubine Ephah gave birth to Haran, Moza, and Gaziz. Haran was the father of Gaziz. The sons of Jadai were Regem, Jotham, Geshan, Pelet, Ephah, and Shaph. Another of Caleb's concubines, Maacah, gave birth to Sheber and Tarhana. She also gave birth to Shaph, the father of Madmenah, and Shiva, the father of Machbenah and Gibeah. Caleb also had a daughter named Aksa. These were all descendants of Caleb. The sons of Hur, the oldest son of Caleb's wife, Ephrathah, were Shobal, the founder of Kiriath Jearim, Salma, the founder of Bethlehem, and Hareph, the founder of Beth Gadir. The descendants of Shobal, the founder of Kiriath Jearim, were Haroe, half the Manahathites, and the families of Kiriath Jearim, the Ithrites, Puthites, Shumathites, and Mishrates, from whom came the people of Zorah and Eshtaol. The descendants of Salma were the people of Bethlehem. The Netophathites, Atroth Beth Joab, the other half of the Manahathites, and the Zorites, and the families of scribes living at Jabez, the Tirathites, Shemiathites, Succothites, and the Succothites. All these were Kenites who descended from Hamath, the father of the family of Rechab. Boy. Chapter 3. These are the sons of David who were born in Hebron. The oldest was Ammon, whose mother was Ahinoam from Jezreel. The second was Daniel, whose mother was Abigail from Carmel. The third was Absalom, whose mother was Maacah, the daughter of Talmai, king of Geshur. The fourth was Adonijah, whose mother was Haggith. The fifth was Shephatiah, whose mother was Abital. The sixth was Ephraim, whose mother was Eglah, David's wife. These six sons were born to David in Hebron, where he reigned 7.5 years. Then David reigned another 33 years in Jerusalem. The sons born to David in Jerusalem included Shemuel, Shobab, Nathan, and Solomon. Their mother was Bathsheba, the daughter of Amiel. David also had 9 other sons: Ebar, Elishua, Elpatet, Noga, Nepheg, Japhia, Elishama, Eliada, and Eliphalet. These were the sons of David, not including his sons born to his concubines. Their sister was named Tamar. The descendants of Solomon were Rehoboam, Abijah, Asa, Jehoshaphat, Jehoram, Ahaziah, Joash, Amaziah, Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, Hezekiah, Manasseh, Ammon, and Josiah. The sons of Josiah were Jonathan the oldest, Jehoiakim the second, Zedekiah the third, and Jehoahaz the fourth. The successors of Jehoiakim were his son Jehoiachin and his brother Zedekiah. The sons of Jehoiachin, who was taken prisoner by the Babylonians, were Shealtiel, Malchiram, Pedaiah, Shenazzar, Jechemiah, Hoshama, and Nedabiah. The sons of Pedaiah were Zerubbabel and Shimei, whatever. The sons of Zerubbabel were Meshullam and Hananiah. Their sister was Shelomith. His 5 other sons were Hashubah, Ohel, Berechiah, Hasadiah, and Jushab Hesed. The sons of Hananiah were Pelatiah and Jeshiah. Jeshiah's son was Raphiah. Raphiah's son was Arnan. Arnan's son was Obadiah. Obadiah's son was Shechaniah. The descendants of Shechaniah were Shemaiah and his sons, Hattush, Igal, Bariah, Neriah, and Shaphat, 6 in all. The sons of Neriah were Elionai, Hezekiah, and Azrikam, 3 in all. The sons of Elionai were Hodaviah, Eliashib, Peliah, Akub, Johanan, Deliah, and Anani, 7 in all. Woo! Okay. So we got a few pages of reading names that are difficult, but we'll get through it. So that's all on 1 Chronicles today. We'll pick back up on 1 Chronicles chapter 4. Hopefully tomorrow, depending on how my technology works today. So, all right, now let's flip over to John chapter 5. And where do we leave off? And we are going to pick up on verse 25. So, John chapter 5, verse 25. Goodness gracious. All right. Y'all ready? John chapter 5, verse 25. And I assure you, this is all red letters, so this is Jesus talking. So everything Jesus says is important, so we should pay attention to that. And I assure you that the time is coming, indeed, it is here now, when the dead will hear my voice, the voice of the Son of God. And those who listen will live. The Father has life in himself, and he has granted that same life-giving power to his Son. And he has given him authority to judge everyone because he is the Son of Man. Don't be so surprised. Indeed, the time is coming when all the dead in their graves will hear the voice of God's Son, and they will rise again. Those who have done good will rise to experience eternal life, and those who have continued in evil will rise to experience judgment. I can do nothing on my own. I judge as God tells me. Therefore, my judgment is just, because I carry out the will of the one who sent me, not my own will. He said, I can do nothing on my own. I judge as God tells me. Therefore, my judgment is just, because I carry out the will of the one who sent me, not my own will. If I were to testify on my own behalf, my testimony would not be valid. But someone else is also testifying about me, and I assure you that everything he says about me is true. In fact, you sent investigators to listen to John the Baptist, and his testimony about me was true. Of course, I have no need of human witnesses, but I say these things so you might be saved. John was like a burning and shining lamp, and you were excited for a while about his message. But I have a greater witness than John, my teachings and my miracles. The Father gave me these works to accomplish, and they prove that he sent me. And the Father who sent me has testified about me himself. You have never heard his voice or seen him face to face, and you do not have his message in your hearts, because you do not believe me, the one he sent to you. You search the scriptures because you think they give you eternal life, but the scriptures point to me, yet you refuse to come to me to receive this life. Ooh. Your approval means nothing to me, because I know you don't have God's love within you. For I have come to you in my Father's name, and you have rejected me. Yet if others come in their own name, you gladly welcome them. No wonder you can't believe, for you gladly honor each other, but you don't care about the honor that comes from the one who alone is God. Yet isn't it I who will accuse you before the Father? Moses will accuse you. Yes, Moses, in whom you put your hopes. If you really believed Moses, you would believe me, because he wrote about me. But since you don't believe what he wrote, how will you believe what I say? Boy, I don't think I really have to say too much on that. I believe that the words from God, from Jesus Christ, speak for themselves. Like, you search the scriptures because you think they give you eternal life, but the scriptures all point to Jesus. Yet you refuse to come to Jesus to receive your eternal life. What? You know, there are so many people out here who, I believe in God, but I don't believe in Jesus. But if you believe in God and you studied the Old Testament, the scriptures, then you would see that the scriptures all point to the Messiah, Jesus Christ. And Jesus himself is coming to do the work of God. He is the Son of God. You know what I'm saying? Like, he came to do the work that God sent him to do. He came to do God's will on earth. The only way to the Father is through the Son. Jesus says that clearly. Anyone who does not honor the Son is certainly not honoring the Father who sent him. So, I mean, Jesus Christ is the only way to eternal life. Jesus Christ is the only way to eternal life. Period. So, I just encourage y'all, if you don't have a relationship with Jesus, we are living in times, I'm telling you, like, we're close. Like, his coming is like not far away. And if you don't have a relationship with Jesus Christ, I encourage you to try to develop a relationship with him. He's the only way to eternity. And I don't know about y'all, but me personally, I'm trying to make it. I'm trying to make sure my name is written in the book. You know, I want to be able to get there, and I want to see Jesus. Like, I want to see him. I want my eyes to behold Jesus Christ. Like, the one who came and sacrificed his life in such a horrendous way that my sins could be forgiven, that I could, even though I'm undeserving, make it into eternity to celebrate with him. I want to meet Jesus. That is my ultimate, that's my end goal. I want to meet Jesus. But while I'm here, I want to help as many people as I can develop a relationship with him. And that's what we're supposed to do. Go out and be disciples. To be a disciple, you have to first be discipled. You know, I'm still being discipled every single day, and it doesn't quit. This life is a learning experience. I'm not perfect, nor do I claim to be, nor will I ever be. I have the love of Jesus, and I just want to spread it to other people. If you don't have a relationship with Jesus Christ, I encourage you to find one, to develop one, learn his ways. His ways are the only way. Like, you want to make it to heaven, you don't want to spend your eternity in the fiery lake of burning sulfur where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth, then develop a relationship with Jesus. He's the only way. With that said, man, if you want to see a change, you have to be the change. We lead by example. We follow by design. If it ain't a God thing, it ain't a good thing. I love y'all. Y'all are in my heart and my prayers. If these videos are helping y'all out, please like, share, subscribe. Send them to somebody else. You know, I know the first part of Chronicles is just a bunch of names and descendants and history and stuff like that. But like, once we get through that part, there's some really good, interesting stories in there. So I look forward to sharing them with y'all. I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful, blessed rest of the day. Please remember to keep me lifted up in prayers. I keep you guys lifted up in my prayers. And don't forget to love like Jesus. I'll see y'all next time.